Hey, happy Thursday, gang. So let's get started with the market update, and we have a stock of the week for you after this. Check out the stock of the week. You know how well we did with the last under $10 stock that we had, which was ET, which is still rocking. It's over $10 and it's moving up, and it's got dividends and all that stuff. Um, we've got another one for you. This one is under $5, and it fits into what we've been doing the last couple of weeks with how can you add a little bit of crypto exposure to your portfolio without actually buying crypto. And this one will be the trifecta for this. It's not an exchange. It's something a little bit different. So tune in for that, guys. How about that market today, right? Nice little bounce back after the last couple of days. Crypto, Bitcoin, Ether, all kind of recovering. Oil's still getting a little beat up over that Iran news that they might be back in the system and stuff. But we can live with that, right? We've got that energy play out till middle of summer. Other than that, guys, we're sitting on the Ford trade, which we're sitting on those $13 calls. And God, we got close earlier, but not quite that cigar. So we'll see how the rest of the afternoon goes on that one. And into tomorrow, possibly, if it doesn't give us something this afternoon. You know how those trades are, right, guys? Sometimes you're just kind of sitting here, I just need a couple more ticks. The Q trade suddenly came back to life today. The Qs right now, I believe they're trading at about 329, which puts them right in striking distance of that 338 that we're sitting at. And other than that, we've got the Ollie, which is a dog. We're going to let that die in its boots, let it expire worthless. Other than that, guys, stocks are doing great. The stock portfolio, if you guys have been following the stock of the week, the market itself is doing real well today. Starting to get a little bit more bullish fever there. And you see the sentiment changing, right? And it's good volume today. Let's pop on over to CNBC and go check the news here. And if I can figure out how to share a screen, there we are. All right, guys. And you can see that right now the Dow's up about 219 points, about 8:30 in Honolulu. So we still got about an hour and a half of market time here, just coming out of lunch. S&P's up about 43. That NASDAQ's on fire. The Russell's starting to participate a little bit. And that VIX is getting down into that little rally zone under 20. So things are kind of coming together. Now, it was a long week, right, for pretty much assets across the board, guys, with this real bearish feeling, right, especially with the cryptos joining yesterday. We talked about it in yesterday's show, how just that whole vibe just kind of lost, right? Crypto's picked up this morning. They've kind of bounced back to about break even, but they've shown some resiliency. A lot of news back and forth, right? That China news that rocked the crypto market. Remember something about cryptos, guys. You got to kind of have a real thick skin, and you got to look at it like, 1,000 points on the Bitcoin is like 150 on the Dow. You know what I mean? It's all relative. Keep it relative in your guys' head. It's very extreme. It's very volatile, the cryptos. But let's go take a look across the board here. You can see oil's down a little bit. It's been bouncy this morning. It's been over 62, a little bit higher than that. I think it was in the mid 62s. But we've talked about this before with oil, right? It's a very petulant trade. If it gets this news, what happens is a lot of times it'll just, for at least temporarily for a day or two, just seem to be dramatic and stuff, and then it'll shake it off. Consumption's going up, really what will overcome that Iranian supply is, you got to remember, the whole India market is not functioning properly yet because they've got this Bitcoin, or not Bitcoin, we got Bitcoin on the brain. Because of this whole COVID situation, and Asia still got some problems, and Europe's starting to shake it off a little bit. So as those come together, any influx of supply will just be gobbled up. The demand will just go absolutely ape. You know what? And we're expecting that, and that's why all those three options that we set up for midsummer, they're all profitable already. They're all near the strikes, right in striking distance, at or near the strikes. ET, of course, one of our stock of the weeks was one of those. So was Suncor for green energy, right? If you guys are into the green energy, man, saving the planet and all that cool stuff. You can see just across the board, it's just kind of it's a light news day today. The talk, of course, is Bitcoin after yesterday's big dramatic event. And everybody's talking about it and kind of forgetting that there's a whole stock market out there. Robinhood, you can see some good news for Robinhood, right? Retail investors getting a shot at IPO shares. That's important. Now, you want to see Robinhood kind of mature, right? Almost like, and I hate to say this, but it's almost true, right? That you want to see Robinhood mature with its users. We know there was a lot of new blood, right, that was associated with Robinhood. When you think about it, right? Fresh investors, never seen a stock before, don't know what an option is, blah, blah, blah. Barely got a bank account, much less a brokerage account. And so, as they mature and they learn things, right, you like to see the brokerage mature with it. And Robinhood looks like it is. And don't forget, there's a big Robinhood IPO coming up, right? So, maybe it'll be the offering of those IPO shares. But like I said, every crisis, every cloud has a silver lining, right? And if you really think about the stock market today, guys, back when I was young, institutions controlled everything. The banks controlled everything in the stock market. Your brokerages, your Goldman Sachs. Back then it was E.F. Hutton, and remember the commercials when E.F. Hutton speaks. People listen, everybody turn around in the restaurant when he said something. That's the way it used to be. But really, you kind of get a feel for it. Nobody's talking about this, but really what's happening is there is such an influx of the individual or the retail investor, as they like to call them, into the market that the retail investor really has a lot more influence on the market now. And that's why you see stocks that an institution might turn their back on because maybe it doesn't have the strongest balance sheet. Maybe it doesn't have dividends. Maybe it doesn't have a lot of prospects as far as track record and stuff like that. But it's, as we like to call them, disruptors, right? Big growth and potential and things like that in a sector that's just some technology or something that's life-changing. And you see it. And I'm waiting for somebody on one of these big talk shows like CNBC or Fox Business News to take notice of this. The retail investor is becoming the influential investor. And you see it, right? Yesterday, right? What was the big thing in the morning? We had a call, right, from JP Morgan. I think it was JP Morgan. They were saying, oh, our institutional investors are selling Bitcoin and buying gold. Well, let's go take a look at that today. Right? And you can see crypto, right? Crypto's recovered and gold's down. What does that tell you? Maybe those institutional investors aren't as powerful as they used to be. Maybe they can temporarily move a market, right? In the morning or something like that. XYZ puts out a bullish call on, JP Morgan. It goes up 1%, 2% in the morning. That just kind of fades away. Why? Retail investors not excited by that, right? And the retail money never follows. So keep that kind of in mind, and that's why you have such a volatile market right now, right? You're not old school money, big money, where we've talked about it before, right? When a fund moves into a stock, it's not just a one click and go, right? A fund might take days to build a position, might take weeks to build a position, right? And it's not like that anymore. The retail investor really is controlling the volume and controlling the market to a certain extent. Maybe not as much yet as the institutional or the big money, but it's having an effect and it's getting more and more. And Robinhood is a great example of that. I'm no different than anybody else. I like to make the Robinhood jokes and stuff like that. But really, it's an important part. The more young people we can get into investing and the more young people we can get into wealth building, the better for our future, right? One of the biggest ways to secure your future is to invest your money, right? And the younger you start, the better off you are. That's a proven fact. So look, other than that, guys, it's a nice bullish market today. Let's see how we kind of roll the rest of the afternoon. We got about an hour and a half trading. don't forget, after this, I will post our stock of the week, and it's under $5. And I think you guys will like this. It's a great idea. We already bought some about a week ago, and we decided to make the stock of the week to share with you guys. So, and we learned a new term today, guys. Diamond hands. You guys ever heard this before? Maybe you did. You're younger. But diamond hands, evidently that's your hold on. You know what I mean? You're not letting go of that crypto. It's a crypto associated term. I saw Elon Musk use it or something like that with his little kids like to speak in pictures now. And that's a funny thing, right, guys? Not to get off subject, but it's funny how as humanity evolved, right, from writing, drawing, telling stories by drawing pictures on a cave wall, right? We developed languages and we developed books and archives and things like that. We've devolved back into using pictures to communicate. So that's what emojis are. It's the end of civilization. But you know, the little diamond with the two hands with the little lines and stuff like that. Anyways, if you see that, it means diamond hands, and it means you are long and strong. And that's the way we play crypto, right, guys? We are long and strong. But it's just an interesting thing there, right? So we're gonna hold this this new stock, and that's why we bought some. It's already up in our portfolios a little bit, but we still think it's a great buy, and we're actually looking to add more shares to the position. So join us for that in a few minutes. Other than that, guys, just take it easy, enjoy the rally. Let's see how things shake out. The portfolios are looking good. The long stocks, just we had a little trouble with these Qs. Ford's right on the cusp, but you know, it's only 3 option trades. It's not a lifetime. And still plenty of market to go. We could still get out of these. They're coming off last week too, right? Remember last week we hit, we told you yesterday we bought those $12 calls for Ford in the morning. We sold those for 200% this morning. So there's always that, you know what I mean? Anyways. And that was the big subject yesterday, guys. Don't forget, right? What was the big subject? Not having fear and buying the dip, using your technicals, not staying emotionless, right? We were able to get those $12 Ford calls that expire tomorrow in the morning. We told you guys about them, and we were able to get them while Ford was trading at 1203, 1204 at a dirt cheap price. I think we got them for 20 cents. We sold them for 60 this morning. So not bad. Anyways, guys, that kind of eases the pain if we do have to eat these Qs and these Ford trades for tomorrow, right? We've already given up on Ali. Anyways, turn your frowns upside down and come back and join us for the stock of the week. If that doesn't cheer you up, I don't know, try alcohol. Anyways, guys, thanks for joining me. I'll see you guys for the morning report tomorrow. Don't forget to check out that stock of the week.